welcome back. It's been a few days since the last one, so we've had a few things happen. So we got the last one, we were pre-watering the corn ground, so we got that tidied up over the weekend. We've had a couple of phone calls just about contract work, so we're actually one of the harvest jobs we had to do, which was some barley, just at one of our regular clients. They want to cut it for hay, so I'm just heading down now. The boys moved the tractor and mower down here yesterday, or late yesterday. Usually Brendan does, just part of the deal I've got with him. He does sort of mowing and raking, just sort of gives him a few extra dollars. He was a farmer, had his own farm, so he still has his tractor and mower conditioner and his rake. So we usually get him he usually does it, just to give him a bit of a chop out and a few more bucks. But given where it is down here, he had trouble last year with there's been some trees and stuff cleared. There's a bit of development going on down here, so he actually put some bits of wood and that through his mower last year and didn't do it a lot, did quite a bit of damage. So we're going to do it with our mower with the sickle front, with the knife front, bit like what's on a header front. So yeah, there's just not that high speed rotating discs that can cause damage. It is a little bit slower, but the barley it should handle it all right. The paddocks are a bit rough too, so we just thought it's better with our machine rather than damaging his. We thought we may have had a windrowing job while they were talking about wanting to use the windrow down here, but there's just too much product and it never dries, so put it through the mower conditioner. So yeah, Tony, I went to Shepparton, which is sort of one of our major centres, about an hour away on Monday afternoon, and picked up some parts. So we were going to put the old draper mats back in the windrow up front, but when sort of closer inspection, they were about buggered. So I've got a new set of mats for them. A few bits and pieces were missing for the header. Header mechanic came back yesterday, so the headers all are ready to go. I'm just waiting on a vac fan housing. I've got a stainless steel one of them, aftermarket one coming. The genuine ones just seem to wear out, so hopefully it'll be here by the end of the week. And then we've just got to change engine oils and filters and that sort of stuff, and the header's ready to go. So with just a few of those jobs, just trying to finish them off. And the windrow's the same. We got the mats in it yesterday. We ended up getting new motors for the end knives for what we call the rotor shears. So they've turned up. Just got to put the GPS in it and bang a bit of fuel in it, and it's ready to go as well. So, and then we've shifted everything over to start and strip till, where our second block of corn. It's still a bit dead. It's sort of funny. We've got all bar one bay sort of would go now, but there's one bay there that's really, really sticky for whatever reason. So we nearly got booked on it in the ute yesterday. So we'll just have to see whether we just give it another day or whether it's starting to do a bit this afternoon. And then we're just trying to get a few things in place, like get a field bin over at that other farm with some urea in it for top dressing and that sort of thing. So we're not, if someone's got to go over there with a tractor and spread it harvest time, they haven't got it's not 1,000 trips back to home, because the truck will be tied up obviously carting grain. So we're just trying to get a few things like that in place. There's a few jobs they're doing over there on the irrigation stops, and just get the pump set up a bit better and that. So there's plenty still going on. And then I'll just see. I've got to speak to Josh this afternoon. I'll have you under him when I get going here, and just see how he's going with the planter. I may even go over and give him a hand to sort of get the planter going. So he's got the guys from Nick and Zag coming tomorrow, I think, to plumb up the liquid on it. So we'll put liquid fertiliser down as well. But I think I got a Snapchat off him late yesterday. He's got sort of all the row units folding on, but he's got sort of heap of new parts there, so it'll effectively be a new planter once the road's a bit rough, once we get it back together. So I'll touch base with him. He had another mate that was going to go and give him a hand as well, so he may be right. So if that's the case, well, I might start and do a bit of strip tilling, or any other jobs on the list. We need to just go out and check those ewes out the back, just shift them. So yeah, there's plenty going on. So anyway, cool start. Sort of 4 degrees here on the ute, so I think there was actually a light frost, but not enough to do any damage. So anyway, we'll get the tractor warmed up and get a start. Alright, so we're going. A bit of a hiccup to the start. I got down here and went to start, and the knife was, we had a new knife at home for it, but yeah, had a couple of broken sections on it, and I thought it was just as easy to go home and get the new knife and stick the new knife in it. And then Brendan's done half a lap here and hit something, and yeah, broke a couple of knife sections. So we're still doing our first lap here at the moment. So anyway, but I'll just show you. I haven't actually spoken to them why they reckon it's not going to finish, but we've got some heads that the grains formed, or pretty well formed, and then I don't know whether we'll be able to find one or not. But obviously got these few drier areas. But then we were sort of finding last night when we were looking, you'd pick a head that it sort of looked alright, but that one's alright. But it had no grain, like the grain was just soft, like the grain hadn't formed for whatever reason. So I think that's why they're doing it. I don't actually, they just don't reckon it's gonna finish. So anyway, we'll just do as we're told. But yeah, it's about 70 hectares here, so there'll be a couple of days. It's not real quick going. Paddock is pretty rough underneath, so we'll just go steady, and we'll just a case of keeping the wheels turning. Hopefully he doesn't have too much trouble with broken knife sections and that sort of stuff, otherwise it's going to slow the job right up, and I'll just see if he has any too much trouble. I might come down myself and sit on it. So anyway, we'll go and follow him around for the lap and see what it looks like. I just sort of just out the back here, just shifted those ewes off the canal, so they've got plenty of feed here. Just thought I'd jump the fence and have a look at our barley. It's, as you can see, it's quite golden and is changing colour pretty quickly. So generally once it starts to ripen, the heads do start and they'll sort of hang upside down like that. But surprisingly, we've got really good grain fill, which is crazy. So these two paddocks are still going to yield really well. When I say really well, I don't know. But I guess I'll say 4 tonne to the hectare. I don't see why it shouldn't do that. But it has really overachieved given the rainfall we've had, which is nice. So sort of thinking about it and thinking about it out loud, I suppose, to you guys. This dryland country. Our country out here does grow good barley. I don't know why. And we probably battle with wheat yields a little bit, just to get that higher stuff. And in a year like this, it does turn off pretty early on us with our wheats. So our wheats, if we can strip 2.5 tonne to the hectare out here, I'll be really happy. I might be getting a bit carried away, but just thinking about it, like we really should just be growing barley and canola out here, and lucerne obviously is a pasture, because we know the barley's going to finish. And although I think there's probably, I haven't looked, but I reckon there's probably $50 a tonne difference with price as in per tonne, like what wheat. I think wheat's about, I don't know, I'm looking at 300, 320, say, and barley's around that 270. So it's about a $50 a tonne difference. Well, you've only got to grow a tonne extra. Like if this does 4 tonne and our wheat only does 2.5, barley's cheaper to grow. We should just grow barley. And when we get big years, we're going to grow 6. We've had 8 tonne barley crops out here on the dry. Obviously we've had, those years we've had 5.5 tonne wheat crops, but the economics, it probably stacks up just to grow barley out here all the time. yeah, it's nice, it's easy crop to grow. Probably don't have the disease issues we do with wheat. So yeah, it might be, going forward, it might be something to look at and yeah, sort of crunch the numbers on. Just been to town. We've been having trouble with the GPS. How it works is with their RTK signal, so that's the 2.5 centimetre or 2 centimetre guidance. We run off a base station that our local case dealers own, so we pay a subscription each year. And then basically they have a security key for each screen that we've got to put in to the screen. So now that subscription's come up, and for whatever reason they had the wrong email address, so we didn't get the renewals. Yeah, so I've just been down here with Brendan trying to get it to work. I don't know what's happened, but we're not getting any GPS signals, so I'll have to give me GPS man a ring and find out what's going on and try and get it. Not that it's a big deal, like we can be different if we sort of chased it up because I was going to go strip tilling and I thought we were going to need it for that. So all the screens, they sort of lock you out of the RTK once it comes up. So yeah, anyway, pretty rough here. Yeah, not ideal, but anyway. Dylan managed to get the 2 trucks lined up so he didn't have to move the air seeder. 100% in the right spot, but no matter, we'll get them. Get the MOT loaded. So yeah, another 10 minutes we'll have the rear loaded and then we'll go and see how it's going to go. It's still going to be a bay that's still too wet, but yeah, even if we've got to leave it till the end of the week or something, we'll just see, but should get the rest of it alright anyway. Nice spring day. Rolling. So we've got good moisture here, probably too much up the top of the bays. Yeah, we've just got a couple of leaky outlets and it's quite wet up. The first sort of headland and probably first 2 headlands is pretty ordinary up the top there, so I don't know what we're going to do there, whether the channel's still got a fair bit of water in it, so we might even bring a pump over and pump the waters in the channel out, and then that will hopefully allow for things to dry out a bit. So we've still got 4, maybe 5 days before we'll get planting over here, so yeah, we've probably got time and it's not going to rain. While it's windy and sunshine, it'll dry out. It's amazing how much this has dried out since the other day, or since it's been watered. So a couple of spots here that the water didn't quite get to. You can sort of track the loads up when you get to them. So this country's been, well, we relasered it, just did a free grade on it, but when it was lasered, they've shifted quite a lot of topsoil, and we have battled with it a little bit with the clay and that. It's had, I think, 4 tonne of gypsum to the hectare, just to try and bring it back a bit. It is low on organic matter. We probably should have ploughed that stuff in, but I didn't really want to disturb the ground too much if we didn't have to. This is going to work pretty well. We'll just be able to harrow this afterwards. We won't have to speed till it. So what I was sort of hoping would happen is going to happen, which is always nice. But yeah, we need to get some chicken litter or cow manure or something on here, probably on the whole farm, to be honest, just to try and get that organic matter built back up again. But yeah, this is going along not too badly at the moment. Just pulled up to knock off, so it's not, yeah, it's going all right. It is sticky enough, but yeah, what we'll do is we'll run the harrows over this, and it'll just cover that in and knock those few clods down and cover the furrow back in, and it should come up pretty well. But yeah, you can sort of see there's a bit of mud sticking to the tyres and that sort of stuff, but yeah, no, it should be all right. But yeah, there's no super panic, so we'll just, there's no need to break our necks. Brendan's still down cutting hay. I was going to go down and Itchy face. I was going to go down and jump on the mower, but I don't think I'll bother doing that either. I'll just, let him, he can look after that down there. Again, it's not going to rain, so there's no super panic. So he's getting across it down there. It's not going too bad, actually. So, you can just see here. Bit of a wet spot just where these outlets are leaking. I'm not too sure. I think when we put the pipe into I'll just show you, pipe into the drop box. So just happened the pipe was a fraction smaller, and we did run some silicone around them to seal them up, but obviously they might be leaking a little bit, which they probably shouldn't be, but anyway, not too sure why. We've still got damp bits, but anyway, I might bring a pump over and pump this channel out and just pump it over there just to get the water out of it and give it a chance to dry out a bit. Once the crop gets here, I don't know how it'll go. It'll probably, if we can get the crop up, it might suck that moisture up. We'll just see, but it's not super hot yet either. That's the other thing. So anyway, we'll see you in the morning. Bye-bye. Morning. Just letting things warm up a little bit. It's had daylight savings start again at the weekend, so hence it's nearly 6:30 and the sun's not up. Anyway, people in the city love it apparently. It's alright. Just needs to start a month later and finish a month earlier. Anyway, we'll stay out of that one. So I've got a couple of bays done here. I'm nearly about to do the last bay. Tony's going to get here a bit earlier. He's actually got tomorrow off. We had a public holiday here at the start of the week, so he's going to just swap days, so he's going to have tomorrow off. Tomorrow being Friday. But we've got we sold a load of straw there a while back, and the fella that had his trailer pinched actually got the trailer back, which is nice. So he's coming this morning. Tony's going to come out earlier and load him, and then Brendan's still down cutting hay. So we'll chip away here. I'll probably get Tony to come and hop on this once he's done the hay. I need to slip into town, and what else do I want to do? I've got a Zoom meeting at lunchtime, so about another little project, so we'll just see how that goes. The weather forecast is a bit Norwegians, and they probably need to get off the meth. I think they just had a big rain for sort of Monday, Tuesday, and now it's been pushed back to, when I talk big rain, 35 or 40 mil. And they've sort of pushed it back to Wednesday, Thursday now. So, don't know. Anyway, we'll keep chipping away here, but at some point in time we're going to get one of these big rains. So, we're doing all the right things. We're cutting hay and, irrigating and doing all that sort of stuff to try and encourage it to rain. So, anyway, we'll get in and we'll get rolling, because there's been a bit of another development happen late yesterday afternoon. Fast forward a little bit, we're just late morning now, so I had stock agent has been out. We're just looking at the ewe lambs and trying to make a decision on what we do with them. We've got a annual store sale coming up in a fortnight that we have sold our store lambs in, breeding what we breed for breeders there before, but the problem at the moment is they're worth more to cut their heads off. So just trying to work out what we're going to do there. I don't really, we're breeding them as for breeders for other people, but we've sort of got to move with our heads, not with our hearts a little bit on this one, because the ones, and I didn't actually touch on what those other lambs made. So they came out at basically $200, $240, something like that. They were 23.4 kgs. So they weighed really well. Then we can get sort of $8.20, I think, for sometime next month. We're just trying to formalise that if we go that way. So we just need to make a decision whether we're going to send a few to Corolla as breeders, or whether we just cut the heads off. So they're possibly only going to make between $160 and $180 to sell as as breeders, so we just need to make that decision, and whether we send a few in and just see how they go. Just bear with me, just turning around here. Whether we sell sort of top 200, we'll send the top 200 in there and just see how they go. Don't know yet, so we'll just have to make a few decisions in the coming days as to what coming weeks, sorry, as to what we do. Now, just bear with me, we'll get back online here, back on the ground. Now, the other thing I mentioned earlier that's happened, I got an email from Sunrise late yesterday afternoon, and I discussed a couple of videos ago about what they were doing with their, effectively, a quota system where we were going to be cut back to being able to only grow 200 tonnes. They've gone now and scrapped that. They've gone back to just the usual pool system. Their reasoning is because the weather's been so dry and guys are using their water to finish winter crop off. They haven't had the uptake of seed orders, so now, and I think that what they call the mill out for the season just gone, harvest has just gone, hasn't been as good as what they were hoping. So effectively they haven't, once they've milled the rice, they haven't got as much good quality stuff as what they were thinking they might. So in turn, they're now telling us that they won't have as much carryover, if any at all. So that's put the cat amongst the pigeons here a little bit. So we're now thinking, and Miranda's going to have spoken to Miranda already this morning, our agronomist. She's just doing some budgets for us, and I'll have a look at them when I get back near the laptop. But what we're thinking is possibly swapping the late block of corn out for rice. So we are, by this time last year, like we had rice in the ground by the 1st of October last year. We're now the 10th, so we're effectively 2 weeks behind. She's talking we've got till sort of roughly the 25th still the window, so it wouldn't take much to get it going. What the bigger probably issue is the air cart's hooked onto a strip tiller, so there'd be probably a day mucking around getting it swapped back over. But it's only a case of cultivating the ground. If it was dry enough, we'd then possibly speed till it and then put the board over it and we could sow it. So anyway, we'll make a bit of a decision tomorrow. She's going to come over and have a look at what weeds we've got there and whether we need to spray that ground first. But yeah, looks like rice might be back on. As I keep saying, there's no point making a plan because it always keeps changing. So anyway, we've got a bit of a wet spot here, so I might need both hands. Just got Tony to come over and take over from me. Just at the phone service at the moment, it's pretty ordinary, so I'll go home and have this Zoom meeting shortly. I've only got a couple of days left. It's all coming up really well actually, so we'll run the harrows across this, and there it is there. Easy enough to find it. Plenty of moisture. Like if time we harrow this, we'll just see. There might actually be, if we get it sown at the weekend, we may even have enough moisture to get it up. But yeah, if any of these weather forecasts ever come to fruition and are correct, we may even get an inch of rain on it and get it up. So anyway, it's rocking along not too bad, which is nice. Alright, end of the day, end of the video. Strip tilling's done and tractor's back here. We've got got our truck back here, and then I augured the urea out of what urea had left in the air seeder to put it back in Josh's truck, and then we've got a fuel bin and that's set up over there. That I'll put that urea that's left over there in that fuel bin, and then come top dressing time for the corn, we're not mucking around coming back here, and we can just go over with the spreader, or if we're going to water run some, we've got urea over there. So we just thought we'd get a little bit organised with that. Tony's been mucking around here with the windrow, just getting these rotor shears finished off. In the end, we did seals in them last year, so we actually took one side off, and what we've done is we're having trouble getting seals, so we've just bought 2 new motors for them. So he's just been, you'll see these work, they go on the outside of the comb and just cut the crop. The crop's obviously tangled and that sort of stuff, so we've just got to bolt the new motor up and finish bolting blades on. Yeah, so they are dangerous bloody things. So, but anyway, they do a good job. So yeah, do that and do the mats up, and the windrow's about ready to go. Brendan's getting on pretty well cutting hay. He should finish down there tomorrow, which will be good. We can get the tractor back here. I don't know where Josh is up to with the planter. So he was waiting on some discs. He had the wrong sort of disc to put on them. I think the liquid setup for the liquid vert went on today, so that'll be good. And yeah, so tomorrow I'll do that urea. Brendan will finish cutting hay. Tony's actually got the day off, so he won't be here. And then I want to run the harrows over that paddock that we strip tilled just to fill the rows back in and knock the clods down. Going to start and irrigate again. I'll start the pivot here on the canola, and I'll start and do that wheat again. That'll be the 3rd time, but it's still pulling moisture, so that crop looks really good. So we're watering it on the probe, so we're basically 7 day. It's like we're watering summer crop at the moment. It's 7 day watering. So anyway, daylight savings is a ripper. It's 20 to 8. Yeah, it's the problem with it, you find yourself still mucking around at this hour of the day, but we did ferry a couple of vehicles around. Miranda's coming in the morning too to look at this corn ground, and we'll make a decision on it. We're looking like we probably will go that way and put rice in, which will be good. Whether we still do that late block of corn, I don't know. The price of water has gone up. We would have to buy water, or we're going to have to buy water anyway, but I think water's trading now about 120 bucks. We're still sitting at that 44% allocation, so we're a long way off a full allocation. Whether we, I don't know. They are talking rain next week, but it's like the pub with free beer at the moment. They keep talking rain, but it doesn't actually eventuate, so we'll just see. But yeah, whether the seed is here for the corn, but we just means we would, your margins get lesser if you watch the corn versus rice scenario. We were working on 60 bucks for a megalitre for water last year. We're working on 120 this year, so it does cut the numbers back a bit, but there is still good money in it. And given our winter crops aren't going to be as good, we probably, if we can catch up a little bit with the summer crop, it might be worth doing it. But anyway, we've got a few ducks to get lined up, but I think we will go with the rice. It won't take long to get it knocked into, or get it worked up and get it organised. So, but anyway, we'll make a bit of a plan tomorrow. So, okay, thanks again. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.